Antonio today, the only local news station with nonstop news.
It's what we do. Good morning. Nonstop news starts right now. Little reminder here. You probably hear it every morning, but we are the only station in town commercial free for the next 15 minutes. We are going to give you everything you need to know before you walk out the door. Joy Bergen has traffic. She's been monitoring everything. There's a lot going on, so she'll get you through that. But we're going to start off with Jeannette. Looks gorgeous to start off. Too bad it's like 100,000 meters of humidity or whatever.
When you walk outside, that humidity is just going to
hair just goes crazy.
Yeah, the hair goes up too. That muggy feeling is back. Good morning, everyone. Here's a live look outside. Raul B. Rodriguez Law Weather Cameras. With that mugginess back in the air, with the air being so saturated, we're seeing clouds, and there's a bit of a hazy look in a couple of our cameras here in San Antonio and in Kerrville. Temperatures are warmer. They're in the 70s, 78 in town, 76 in Gonzales, 73 in Kerrville. We'll keep it this cloudy at least until 8 in the morning, and then we'll start to see some breaks of sun mid to late morning. That's when we get into the 80s. At noon, near 90 degrees. This afternoon, partly to mostly sunny. Forecast high of 98 with the humidity heat index over 100. Between 5 and 8, an isolated rain chance, a shower or thunderstorm is possible. Scattered showers and thunderstorms for the Memorial Day holiday. I'll be tracking the weather maker. That's going to bring us an increased rain chance by then. I'll track that for you coming up in your full forecast in under 10 minutes.
All right, I know it doesn't look like it when you take a look at the map here, but I do actually have a little bit of good news for you. So I'm going to start off with that. The delays that we've been watching southbound on I-35 as you head into San Antonio from the northeast side, approaching Loop 1604. The construction closures that caused all of that have now cleared and reopened. So we have gone from a 25-minute delay now down to about a 5-minute delay. And in theory, that's going to continue to decrease and improve for us now that all lanes are open heading into San Antonio there. All right, so unfortunately, I can't say the same about the north side here. Loop 1604 is still seeing a 35-minute delay in the eastbound lanes of 1604 because of a closure between Blanco and Stone Oak. That's still a big problem for us. So is this. On the west side, Highway 90, the eastbound frontage road, still closed. This has been the case since Friday. After that big water main break, they are repaving that frontage road. And so that's going to be shut down between Hunt Lane and Loop 410. The connecting ramp from Highway 90 to 410 southbound also still closed. 30-minute delay behind this. Still going to be our biggest problem heading into the morning. And from what I can tell, that is not going to be reopening for us today, at least not for your morning commute. Let's talk to David Mendoza, our photojournalist. He's in your South Texas Ford dealer, Sky4.
Hey, look at this camera. It's unbelievable. I feel like I'm in full 4K right now. Kind of uncomfortable, to be honest. Right now, I'm over 1604 and 90. Looking at the traffic backup, look, we're all the way back here at 211. So yeah, pretty substantial backup because of this closure. And it should be clearing up as soon as you hit 410 over here. Yeah, we got a little more movement at 410. Looks like that southbound ramp is still closed though. But it's bad over here. Hopefully it'll clear up soon by the end of the week. But I'll keep you updated. Back to you for now.
I'm glad you're enjoying your new gadgets, David, with your new helicopter there. Your South Texas Ford dealer Sky4 got a little bit of an upgrade. That's what he's talking about there. Just in time for his birthday, which is today. Wish him a happy birthday. That's the latest for now with your on-time traffic.
All right, Joy, thanks. Happening this weekend, DPS will be out in force patrolling as part of its annual enforcement campaign for Memorial Day weekend. News 4's Tawny Davis now live with more on what you should know if you're going to be hitting the road. And Tawny, a lot of folks will be hitting the road starting today.
That's very true, David. But now through the 26th, the Texas Highway Patrol will be focusing on enforcing seatbelt laws and promoting safe driving to reduce the number of crashes and keep everybody safe. Now, with Memorial Weekend quickly approaching, DPS is expecting even more people out on the roads. Last year, DPS wrote more than 122,000 citations for speeding violations, seatbelts, violations for driving without insurance, and felony and fugitive arrests. Because of that, there will be more patrols deployed in high traffic areas. In order to keep the roads safe, DPS offers these tips. Eliminate distractions while driving, including the use of mobile devices. Move over or slow down for police, fire, EMS, tech stop vehicles, and tow trucks stopped on the side of the road with emergency lights activated. Don't drink and drive. Buckle up everyone in the vehicle. Slow down, especially in bad weather, heavy traffic, unfamiliar areas, or construction zones. and drive defensively as holiday travel can present additional challenges. Report hazards or anything suspicious to the nearest law enforcement agency. And finally, monitor weather and road conditions wherever you are traveling. But if you are found in violation of any of these, you will be facing consequences.
They can face fines up to $200 for not wearing their seatbelt, depending on where they're at. Sometimes they may get a friendly warning, but most of the times they're going to get that citation and tell them that, hey, we all wear our seatbelts and we need to wear it every time, not just for those short trips to and from the market, but anytime we get behind the wheel, first thing we need to do is put on that safety belt.
Now, DPS understands that this is a holiday weekend, but are asking that you plan ahead. Now, there are going to be extra cars on the road, so making sure that your car is safe and ready to go will help create a better driving environment. Now, also following these safety tips, and everyone will have an enjoyable weekend. Reporting live, I'm Tawny Davis. Back to you.
Tawny, thank you. Fort Sam Houston National Cemetery is gearing up for its own Memorial Day ceremonies this weekend and Monday. It starts 9 a.m. Monday with a musical prelude. That ceremony will get started about 9:30. Congressman Henry Cuellar will be the keynote speaker. Guests are encouraged to be prepared, dress for the weather, essentially is what we're trying to say here. It's going to be very hot. Bring lots of water. Fort Sam's 323rd Army Band will be providing the music. The Navy JROTC from Southwest Legacy High School will provide the color guard. Memorial Day services detachment will provide military honors. Just so you know, more than 180,000 veterans, heroes, are buried there at the cemetery. Well, today the teenager accused of plotting a school shooting at Rhodes Middle School here is expected to be in court. The 13-year-old, who is going as initials, and we are referring to him as TH, is facing a terrorism charge. His mother, Ashley Pardo, was also arrested on charges of, quote, aiding in the commission of terrorism. She got out of jail on a $75,000 bond. We'll let you know what happens at that hearing all day long on television and online at news4sa.com. A 47-year-old man facing arson charges for a house fire that killed a woman in her 70s. San Antonio police say that guy, Todd Stewart, started the fire that ultimately killed Maria Yolanda Stewart in a house off Rigsby Avenue. They're related, by the way. Family members set up a GoFundMe page to pay for her funeral, and that page states that the victim is the suspect's mother. Stewart is in jail on a $150,000 bond. The 89th Texas legislature ends in a few weeks. Several bills are inching closer to becoming law. One of those would ban minors from social media. The bill would prohibit minors from creating accounts on social media apps, things like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. It would ban minors from these apps and others and require users to verify their age. Some parents are in favor, some saying it is not the government's job to parent their child. During a committee meeting last week in Austin, that bill was discussed. Members of the group, Texas Values, said that some parents cannot always keep track of their children's online activity, and that is why the bill is needed. The proposed bill will be heading to the state Senate next. If it's eventually signed into law, social media platforms would have to comply by April of 2026. As we told you earlier, we have some breaking news working right now out of Washington. We have learned now within the last 45 minutes, the House of Representatives has just barely passed a bill which lays out the president's legislative agenda. The final vote very close, 215 to 214. We, of course, are talking about the big, beautiful bill. It's taken more than a day to get to this point. Some sticking points include adding to the deficit, work requirements for Medicare, and tax breaks. Texas U.S. Representative Chip Roy, one of the Republican holdouts, has kept this actually from moving forward. However, he has now voted yes. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office says this bill, as written, would increase income for the top 10% of the country, and it would lower it for the bottom 10%. Republicans are slamming that estimate. It's important to remember this goes to the Senate, where it will see lots of changes. So basically, this is far from being a done deal. Also from Washington this morning, the U.S. government has formally accepted the Boeing 747 from Qatar, which recently spent time here in San Antonio. Now, that jetliner is expected to be converted into an Air Force One that the president will use once it's modified with security measures. The Pentagon released a statement saying the 747 was accepted by the U.S. in accordance with all federal rules and regulations. It's unknown if that jet, though, is still here in San Antonio.
3 years after the tragedy, there's still not a permanent memorial for the students and teachers who died at Robb Elementary.
It's been 3 years. Why is it even taking this long when we were promised in the very beginning that they were going to knock this out?
The calls for something permanent are growing louder after someone vandalized the crosses at the site of the shooting.
They mean the world to us. They represent our babies.
New security measures are in place to prevent that from happening again. But when will a permanent memorial be designed and installed? We'll bring you some promising developments and explain what comes next. That's Thursday on News 4 San Antonio.
Saturday marks 3 years since the deadly shooting there in Uvalde. We will have team coverage, as Jordan said, starting today on our YouTube channel. That special will go live at 2:30 on our YouTube channel for News 4 San Antonio. It includes things like we're talking about how things have changed, accountability, and also a fight there in Uvalde for a permanent memorial to honor the victims. You can watch it on our YouTube channel. We'll have coverage also on TV all weekend long and always online at news4sa.com. 6:51 right now. Southside ISD is offering courses to give students a chance to earn a college minor in Spanish with a focus in the medical field by the time they graduate. News 4's Christina De Leon is live. Christina, as expensive as college is, if you can get any leg up or a jump on taking courses in high school, that is a win-win for families.
I know, it is so cool. I wish they offered this when we were going to school. This is such a cool program. Muy bien, David, muy bien. There's my Spanish right there for the morning. It is one of only 2 in the nation offering this kind of program with a college minor when you graduate high school. And the instructor, Marta Gluick, who's leading the way. This is her 4th year teaching over at Southside ISD. She not only teaches Spanish in the middle school out here, but also at the high school level and also a UTSA. She knows her stuff. These Spanish as a minor courses focus in particular in the healthcare industry. But get this is not an easy program. High school students will be required to take 8 courses in high school and an internship through UTSA to earn that minor. Now, instructor Gluick says learning 2 languages truly opens up a new world for these students, and they have a new way of thinking. Have a listen.
You speak 2 languages, your mind thinks in 2 different cultures, 2 different ways. And then also you learn how to, how do you talk to this audience? How do you talk to this other audience? But your mind is still developing in the 2 cultures, the 2 mindsets.
Absolutely. You know, when the students complete their Spanish minor, they will have an emphasis in medical translations, and they should be able to work in the medical community and hopefully just go on to college and get their, or earn their, degree, and then always have that minor in their back pocket. So hopefully have a job also in the medical field as well. Reporting live, I'm Christina De Leon. We will send it back to you in the studio.
Now your certified most accurate 4-zone weather with meteorologist Jeannette Calle.
Oh, it is very humid again this morning. Dew point temperatures are back into the 70s, and that is oppressive humidity. It is going to stay hot and humid throughout the rest of the week, including the holiday weekend with the heat and the humidity. Heat index temperatures through Sunday here, 101 to as high as 105. There is an increased rain chance for the region Memorial Day Monday. Highs after Monday next week in the 80s. Talking below normal temperatures by then. Hey, watch for a bit of fog, especially across the north and east. Once you get closer to New Braunfels, Seguin, and if you are heading to the coast, you will encounter some low clouds and patchy fog, and that may be a problem there until about 8 o'clock this morning. Aside from that, things are looking good across Texas. If you're hitting the roads this morning, we are seeing clear skies up around Dallas, back towards El Paso. Some cloudiness, though, the closer you get to the coast and over towards Houston. Lots of rain across the northeast. Counterclockwise circulation on the satellite and radar picture showing you a storm system, and that is what's generating rain from the eastern Great Lakes to the northeast, and the rain is also overspreading New England. Southwestern U.S. is dry, high plains dry this morning, but there is some rain across the Pacific Northwest. It is rather cloudy right now, and it'll stay cloudy through at least mid-morning. For the rest of the day, we'll see partly to mostly sunny skies. Late in the day with a storm nearby, plus the heating of the day, a shower or thunderstorm is possible. possible. That could produce brief pockets of heavy rain if you do see that thunderstorm. Nothing severe, but remember, it's those storms that produce the heaviest rainfall. That's going to be really between 5 and 8. Sunday, a shower or two is possible. Slight rain chance out ahead of a frontal boundary, a late May cold front that moves south across the region. That's the weather maker that's going to enhance our rain chances for Memorial Day. Scattered showers and thunderstorms possible. It looks like Monday afternoon into Monday evening. Weather alert day for Memorial Day, just because some of the storms could be strong to maybe even severe. Tuesday into Wednesday, including next Thursday, still the chance for rain. Over the next 7 days, about 1 inch to 1.5 inches, but where those storms set up could see even more rain. I'll talk more about this tomorrow, but there is also a chance for rain near the coast on Monday. Next week, mid-80s for highs.
Okay, a little bit of an update here on the north side. That construction closure along Loop 1604 eastbound between Blanco and Stone Oak. We had the highway completely shut down. Now it's just one lane that's blocked, and we've seen a rapid improvement in the congestion and the delay. So we went from 20-25 minutes now down to 5 to 10 minutes. So better, not great. On the west side, unfortunately, no improvements here. 35 extra minutes heading into San Antonio from the west side. The eastbound frontage road of Highway 90 still shut down between Hunt Lane and Loop 410, along with the connecting ramp from Highway 90 to Loop 410 South. That's because of the water main break that happened on Friday. Here's a live picture in that area. So this is what it's going to look like if you try to move through that this morning. Here's a quick look at the rest of San Antonio. Still some congestion southbound along I-35 approaching Loop 1604, although we have all lanes back open there. So maybe an extra 5 minutes or so, still better than what we started with this morning. That's the latest with your on-time traffic.
All right, Joy, thank you. A couple of reminders here. Number one, the News 4 YouTube page goes live at 2:30. All of our coverage of Uvalde 3 years after that shooting, so be on the lookout for that. Also, on a lighter note, Tom Cruise in San Antonio today promoting his new movie. If you see him, take a picture and tell him to go eat a taco.